Former Vice President Ratuchoni Mandraiwiwi says civic education will ensure that the new constitution encompasses the rights of all. He was the chief guest at a constitution-making workshop held today by the Citizens Constitutional Forum. Apisalome Dhoka reports.
Since this meeting is about constitutions, it was only fitting that Professor Yash Gai and his team were in the room listening. Ratuchoni reflected on how different constitutions have been flawed in some respects. According to the Mbao High Chief, however, the 1997 constitution was failed by politicians.
It founded on the political realities of our country, where politicians found it difficult or perhaps impossible to rise above the narrow confines of partisanship. But it was created with the best of intentions. And it does politicians no credit to report that the transitional process the Reeves Commission envisaged, with the gradual reduction of communal seats in the House of Representatives, was promptly reversed by a parliamentary subcommittee established to consider the Reeves Committee report.
Ratuchoni believes people need to be empowered if every Fijian gets a say in the new constitution. This, he says, will happen through civic education, telling people how a constitution works.
Constitutions are about how societies organize themselves and order their affairs. They are not, per se, instruments for achieving economic, social, and material well-being, although they can help create an environment in which that takes place.
He finished off saying that despite everything that Fiji's been through, race relations have never been better.
We thought that the 1997 Constitution would end our long nightmare. We were wrong. We are still a fractured society, although I also have to say that, ironically, interethnic relations appear to be better than they ever were.
The meeting ends tomorrow. Apisalome Dhoka, FBC News.
And Attorney General Ayaz Said Qayyum has responded to Ratuchoni's comments. He says there is more to a constitution than just ethnicity.
It was fundamentally premised not on the notion of a common and equal citizenry, not on the notion of a common name, not on the notion of removing systemic corruption. And because politics is not necessarily only about ethnicity, but there are many other aspects to governance. There are many other aspects that affect people on a day-to-day basis.
Cheap homes will be on the market by the end of next year. Public rental board flats in Raiwai Suva are slowly taking shape, and as Vosita Kote Wasawasa reports, there is a criteria for tenants.
These 208 flats are designed for middle and low-income earners. At a cost of $20 million, the PRB is hoping to ease the demand for housing in the capital.
We're anticipating to complete all the flats by December of 2013. But we've been discussing just within this week to see that there would be the possibility of having some flats to be given early to us. And they've agreed that they should give us around 2 to 3 blocks by the end of this year.
This time around, the board has seen to it that the problems of the old Raiwai flats aren't repeated.
The old Rewanga and Rewai flats, you just have a common corridor and people can peep into the bedrooms as they pass along the corridor. But this one is, you are completely separate. We'll be fencing the whole estate. So there is some form of security within the estates as we do that, and also provision for backyard gardening.
The old PRB flats had a reputation, a bad one, so far as crime and criminals were concerned. This time around, things will be different.
The police are expecting some good people to come into the state. In fact, that they've asked us if they could be part of the screening process as well, and I welcome that, because we need to have people that can support living in communities.
So if you have a young family or have recently married, these flats may just be the place to start up. Vosita Kote Wasawasa, FBC News.
Fiji will soon have a contingency plan for major oil spills. Given that Fiji is the hub of Pacific shipping routes, the increased chance of oil spills poses a real threat to our marine life. And long-term environmental damage could be even worse. Epeli Tukawasa reports.
Fiji has 1.2 million square kilometers of exclusive economic zone. Waters under our control and protection. Any oil spill here could mean the death of marine life and pollution that will last decades.
Government is here to support the industry and the maritime community as a whole to achieve safer shipping and cleaner seas for our beloved island nation.
It's not all about protecting the ocean. Most of us rely on the sea for food and income, even for transport. Sailing between islands is a normal commute. For the last 12 months, the Maritime and Safety Authority of Fiji has been working on a plan of action should there be an oil spill.
As a member of the International Maritime Organization, Fiji should be seen to be committed to the fundamental principle of safe shipping and cleaner seas. The decision by Cabinet to approve the adoption of the Sendai Convention into Fiji's maritime laws is significant.
Experts say the best way to keep our ocean clean is to prevent any oil spill in the first place. Philip Wasa, FBC News.